All right, for those of you following along, we lost connection for a good couple of minutes. I do have Bryce back on the line with us. I'm turning everything back over to him, and I'm going to go back to pushing buttons. Bryce, feel free to resume where you left off.
All right, so sorry about that, folks. I don't know what happened. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So now that we are back, I was talking about Ronald Reagan, and I got sidetracked from Hillary Clinton and my topic on her. So as I was saying, what was I saying? Anyways, so Hillary Clinton. I mean, her scandal's unacceptable. And if Bernie Sanders really wants to have a serious jab at the presidency, he really needs to point this out. It's not serious. I know he said enough about your damn emails to take the high road, but I don't think that was a good move. I think he could have said enough about your damn emails. Your day in court's gonna come, or it might come. But you need to talk about the issues. But you know what? That is an issue. Hillary Clinton's email scandal is an issue. It is a terrible issue, actually, because she's lying. I don't like liars. Liars are terrible people. And if you lie, and you lie to the American people, hashtag Bill, then you end up in trouble. And I think that's what's going to happen to Hillary. I don't think she's qualified to be president. I think she wants to do it for the fun of it. If you want to be president, you should have the genuine goal to change something for the better, not to attain power. I think that's the difference between great presidents and a president. Is that one who is in there because they want to make this country a better place. Those who want to bring better life to the people who inhabit the country and the world are the greatest presidents. And those who seek the presidency only for power, position, and title, as so many do, are the worst. And I feel almost as definite that that is Hillary Clinton's motive to be the president of the United States, just for the sheer political power, stronghold, her career, her wealth. I don't really see any other reason behind her doing it other than that she wants to sit in the White House behind a desk and feel as though she is the most powerful woman in the world, which scares me. And it scares me that Hollywood is getting behind her. If you watch Trevor Noah on The Daily Show, to whom I believe is doing a terrible job. He's not Jon Stewart. He's not even close to filling his shoes. And I haven't even watched The Daily Show as of late because of him. Is also staunchly supportive of Hillary Clinton. And to be quite honest, as I always say, how can you be in support of Hillary Clinton? I mean, we heard Obama talk about trade deals, and he was against the trade deals like the TPP, and he was against free trade and whatnot, and he was against, military action and trading weapons, and under him, all of this crap has gotten more and more and more. And under his watch, we've seen more and more and more laws and, bills passed or executive orders that go against what he said and go for the corporations and the big businesses. And what scares me most is if you look at Hillary Clinton's donators and her campaign funders and contributors, they're the same freaking people. Look, I am going to say this quite simply. Bush was an extension of Bill. Obama is an extension of Bush. Clinton will be an extension of Obama. We really haven't had much change in the White House from Bill Clinton down. Bill Clinton was emulated pretty well by Bush. Bush was emulated pretty well by Obama. Obama was emulated emulated pretty well by Clinton. It's the same policies. The same type of mentalities, and even if you want to say Bush was different, he wasn't. Obama carried out many of the same laws as him. Let's not forget. The bailouts, the TARP funds, all Bush's ideas. And what I don't understand, and I think really should serve to both their detriment, is Bush pulled out of Iraq. He was the one who signed the go-ahead in 2011 to get out of Iraq. Obama took the fame for it, and now is taking the flak for it. because we shouldn't have pulled out of Iraq because, I mean, let's be real, look at Japan. We were there for 50 years. And now look, they're a great prosperous nation. We were in Iraq for 13 years, 10 years, something like that. So the notion that we should have pulled out was ridiculous. So that was Bush's fault, but Obama's fault for championing the idea and taking credit for it. I mean, in all reality, when Bernie Sanders says we need a political revolution, I 100% agree with him. That this country needs change, and it needs it now. The constant funding of our campaigns is horrendous and is serving detriment to our democracy and our liberty. The undermining issue in politics these days is money in politics. And I encourage everybody to look up, what's his name? Leslie. Lloyd Leslie? Something like that. He's the Harvard professor. And he's running on the goal, and he actually might make the debate stage because he has more, he's a higher rank in the polls than Martin O'Malley does at 1%, because Martin is at less than 1. And it's actually quite interesting. He's running on the sheer campaign, the sheer law that we need to get money out of politics, and once he does that, he said he would step down. And I think that was interesting. Because we really do need this. It is terrible. There are so many issues in this country, whether it be the military, whether it be communications companies, or giant oil companies, all fund the same campaigns. And then we wonder why we wake up and there's so many problems. It's because money has entered our political system. If we could have a free market without crony capitalism, ensure that people's health is taken care of for those who can't afford it, and ensure that nobody falls through the cracks of poverty, that everybody's fed, that everybody is taken care of, that our environment is kept pristine while business is kept booming, we would live in a perfect world. The sheer fact of the matter is that resources are running out, and we are living in a time where we're about to start to feel the effects of that. And as our country's economic structure is built on growth and constant extraction of resources and development, we need to come to a time where we change fundamentally, where we change to sustainable lives, where economic growth can prosper, but we are not killing our planet. And we need a better healthcare system. Obamacare is a joke. It's a law which is the epitome, the pinnacle of corporate and sponsored backers to campaigns. I mean, the healthcare companies are having a hoot with Obamacare. They love it more than anything. But the sheer fact of the matter is, if you want to get these problems at their roots, it's because laws aren't passed for common senses and morals and ethics anymore. They're passed because some asshole gave $200,000 to this guy's campaign, and that's why he won the congressional seat. So, in the next election, I'll be there for you if you scratch my back. You scratch mine, and I'll scratch yours. And that's what this political system has come to, and unfortunately, that's where it's going to continue heading, and that's why I support Bernie Sanders. Now, I mean, I've already talked about this. I don't agree with the idea of a $15 minimum wage. I agree with maybe a $10 minimum wage. And I agree with Rick that the market should determine wages. But I think this could be driven by placing, I really don't understand why we don't. It has to do with corporations, primarily because they're multinational corporations. Why we don't place tariffs on imports. I mean, to me, we should shut the door to China and stop having them importing all these goods and produce them here. I mean, we live under the assumed notion that manufacturing and jobs in America are dead, and that we can't revitalize them, or else the cost of living will go up too much, and people will pay $1,000 for an iPad and $1 billion for a car, and this, that, and the other thing. But the progression of technology, I mean, I think we can genuinely do this. It's so sad how people just assume the fate of this country, and it's terrible. Because in all reality, we're hearkening back to a time where cheap labor is the cornerstone of our economic system. In the 1950s and 60s, when we lived under the most liberal policies, when we had the least money in our political system, America was the most prosperous. America was the most revered. America was the most productive. We had the best educational system. States were funding colleges. Kids were going to school tuition free or heavily reduced. And we lived without a lot of the problems that we have today. And we still exported more than we imported. Bizarre how this country's changed. And to me, I fear that the root of this problem again is the doors that were opened under Ronald Reagan of Wall Street to Pennsylvania Avenue. It's really just horrendous. And it's not like we weren't warned. Let's be clear here. We were warned. We were warned by Dwight D. Eisenhower about the military-industrial complex. And that was just one example. And the overarching theme of that is money in politics. So, in all reality, we've seen this coming for a while. With Citizens United being passed, we need it to be overturned. Money is the root of all evils, and I believe that is in the Bible somewhere. I really don't know. I'm almost positive it is. But it really is, if you think about it. The corruption and destruction of American democracy and liberty is based on the principle of the notion, essentially, that money is free speech. Corporations have free speech. Undermines the issue of politics, undermines the issue of democracy. I mean, even our founding fathers weren't total, democracy nuts. That's why they implemented the Electoral College, which was essentially them saying they don't trust us, the American people. Quite like how I don't trust Hillary Clinton on Benghazi. But I hope we can see the connection here, the clear correlation between how the world is literally falling apart, and it is just so sad. Oh well, hopefully our liberal policies and liberal discussions and debates on whether it's finding common ground or opinionation can hope to mend the world back together. Alright, I'm Bryce Robbins. You can find me on Twitter at RobbinsBryce. A lot of you have been following me, actually, and tweeting at me, or messaging me on my inbox. So you can find me at RobbinsBryce. That's ROBINSBRYCE. Or you can find us on Facebook at Opinion Nation News or Opinion Nation, whichever page you prefer. And always leave your opinion. Start an argument. If you want to come on the show, just shoot me a message, tweet me, and we'll be sure to have you on. We can have a good debate. All right, that'll do it for this episode of Opinion Nation. My name is Bryce Robbins, and this has been Opinion Nation. Have a good day, everybody.
Welcome to Opinion Nation.
And we stand today on the edge of a new frontier.
There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America.
What makes us Americans is our shared commitment to an ideal that all of us are created equal.
I, too, am America.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 $3 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.